come back 3 different times. You couldn't a fourth time. Is it just inconsistency with what you saw out there with your team?
We created our own mess tonight, Paul. We were sloppy. I didn't think the difference in the game for me was Calgary did a nice job playing a very direct game, and they got their bounces. They made their breaks. I felt we didn't play direct enough. Ironically, 2 areas we were good in were the penalty kill and the power play, and those, I think the guys went into a game with they dialed in there. 5-on-5, we played a little bit too. Wanted to play a little bit pretty at times, and we didn't play direct enough, and it was tough sledding as a result.
What can your group take away from end of the second period, early in the third when it's a tie game, but just a few mistakes, you give up breakaway, odd man rushes?
Well, the sequence that led to that goal is unfortunate as it is. We obviously were in their zone for, I don't know the time, close to a minute. So it was a very, very good shift. But very characteristic to we went into the third period, we played a little bit more depth and a little bit more battle low, which was good. And then we had a group that was out there a little bit long and tired. They had one more great, it was too good of an opportunity to actually pass up. We had that quick up, but we didn't have drive. We didn't have a second guy driving the defenseman off on entry, and that was something we didn't do enough the entire game. And it's a real simple thing to see. When you look at our entries, did we drive enough depth? Did we put enough pucks behind? And when you're unwilling to do that, you're usually unwilling to shoot and go after pucks too. And again, it was we didn't. We wanted an easier game, and we almost got away with it, but it's not a good habit to get into.
Finally got an opportunity to get some power plays, and then on your third one, it seemed like the guys moved it around very well. You got 3 pucks, moved it around, and you were rewarded for it. It was nice to see the power play start working like that when you were finally able to get some power plays.
Well, you hit it right there. Finally able to get some power plays. If you look at our power plays in the first 3 games, they're broken power plays. Lots of broken power plays where you're killing. It's a penalty, and you only have 30 seconds on a power play. Actually, the first minute and a half, you kill the penalty, and I think there was only 1 power play in one of the games, or maybe none. So they haven't had a lot of opportunity in game to work. Tonight there was a lot of power plays, and they looked better. They looked like they got in sync better as a result of time on it, and hopefully that's a good thing moving forward.
So what do you make of Devin's game? There seemed to be some sloppiness to it, some unexpected goals, I think, and almost your thoughts on him almost giving up that goal from center.
Just again, when you put it in the context of what I said at the outset, they were willing to put pucks to the net and create the chaos that's necessary to make the situation look chaotic. They were intent on creating chaos and capitalizing on it better than we were. We wanted to pass our way into the net. So there was 2 goals, I think, that went off skates, and then directly to the next guy. The first one, I think, went off Devin's skate. It would have went wide. That was a deflection and a second chance. The second goal might have went off their skate to a guy wide open. But again, they're willing to throw it to the net. They're willing to go to the net. They're willing to create that chaos, which means you're ready to capitalize on it. A more challenging night for the goaltender, in this case Devin, tonight as a result. And I'll watch it more, John, and before I give too much more of an opinion on it, I guess.
Scorers can go 4 games without goals. In the middle of the season, it's not noticed as much as it is now at the start when a guy is at 0. I mean, given that, how much do you just sense Alex is struggling, pressing out there because he isn't producing much offensively?
I mean, Alex is a very competitive guy, ultra competitive guy. So I could answer that saying he's pressing all the time because he always wants more, and he always feels pressure, puts a lot of pressure on himself to do more. So when you're not scoring or you're not, you feel he's a guy that has a very high personal standard, and he pretty consistently feels he's not living up to it because it's so high. So yeah, it's frustrating for him not to score, but he's working. He's we know it's coming. It's only a matter of time, and but he certainly was no issue tonight with respect to that outcome.
AJ stood out even beyond the goal. I mean, he's very active tonight. Just what did you see from him that made him effective?
I thought he was more direct. He had a couple of chances early. I thought he maybe overhandled the puck a little bit before he pulled the trigger, and the goal he did not. He grabbed it and snapped it in one motion, or pretty much one motion. So I thought he even was a little better, even within the game. Got better as it went.
Alex mentioned that he didn't feel like you guys matched their intensity and that the communication wasn't super great on the bench. Did you notice either of those?
Well, you can look at that lots of different ways. With the respect, it fits in the context of what I said. We were not willing to put pucks behind. We wanted to pass our way through, and you've got to be able to you got to have a willingness to put pucks behind into the net to drive. That's the guy without the puck driving, and it was pretty evident we didn't do that enough. We did it sparse, and when we did it, it actually was effective, but not consistent.
How do you find the balance of, I guess, getting that message to your guys, even though knowing you have such a skilled group? I mean, sometimes they can make things happen based on their skill, but
always,
yeah.
It'll never not be a challenge with a skilled group. It's just every team in this league goes through the same thing, especially the more skilled you are, because you get a false sense of your own skill. We can make this play. And we made attempted a lot of plays in front of their coverage, which is an easier read for them. You've got to drive their coverage back and put pucks behind in order to break down. You got to shoot pucks like the goals that were scored to create a little chaos and second chances. But that is an ongoing battle with every team and every coach. The more talented a player is, it's just the way it is.
This is probably a dumb question, but as the lines are right now, do you still see Krebs as a second line option on the right wing, or do you think that might need more tinkering?
He is definitely an option there because he competes, and the more time he gets there, the better he'll be, and even practice reps there. But yes, he'll always be an option there. That doesn't mean the next game you'll see him there, but he'll always be an option for that.